Hey, have you ever wanted to own a two-wheeled vehicle with a bigger engine than most cars?
It's only got 3 cylinders.
Yes, but they're the size of a house. 2008 Triumph Rocket 3. This is an almost 800-pound motorcycle with power wheelie torque. Do I need to say that again? Like, wow! I didn't even get into the acceleration that hard, and it still was just quick. Let me just say, being on something this big, moving that quickly away from a stoplight, is borderline terrifying, to be quite honest. Like, let me put it like this. Let me show you the performance numbers real quick. Claimed performance numbers, mind you, because this is a YouTube bike review, and I'm not getting paid to do this. The 2008 Rocket E pumps out 148 horsepower at 5,750 RPM. Now, hearing that, you're probably going, well, what to do? But the thing you don't realize is that the torque figure is higher. On a two-wheeled vehicle, this is called dumb. 163 foot-pounds of torque. This is enough torque to where if you're standing still and you rev the throttle, the bike shifts over to the right. Just whoop. Now, it wouldn't do that if, like I said at the beginning of the video, the pistons weren't so massive. This is a 2300cc triple-cylinder engine. If that number alone didn't blow your mind, this will. 2300 divided by 3 is 766.67. That means a single cylinder on this motorcycle has more displacement than an entire GSXR 750. Like, I can't find the right words to properly describe this bike because at the request of the owner of this Rocket 3, I'm not allowed to curse in this video. While researching for this review, I described this bike to one of my internet friends without revealing the manufacturer to him, being as vague as possible. Upon him learning how massive this motorcycle really is on both the engine and the physical size of the bike altogether, he responded with, "Huh, sounds American." Technically, yes, he was wrong, as the only way this bike could get any more British is if it was sitting in front of a Nando's while his owner was inside complaining to his mates about the weather. The reason why I said technically is because the Rocket 3 was aimed at the American market. I mean, this is the land of bigger is better, just look at our food. During its development, Triumph had full intentions of dominating the United States with this bike. What they didn't realize is that hardcore American cruiser riders were, at the time, having a hard time dealing with the V-Rod even. It just wasn't gonna work. So instead of competing with Harley-Davidson, which the Thunderbird was doing a fine job of anyway, they labeled it as a muscle bike, along with Yamaha's VMAX. That turned out better. I mean, I personally don't know why you would want to compete with Harley anyway, because Harley riders want a horrible braking, loud hunk of metal that hemorrhages oil and costs an entire paycheck to change a rear tire. Anyway, I digress. To the part everyone wants to know, how does it ride? Pretty dang nice as long as you're moving. Coming to a stop, this thing just wants to fall over. Even though its center of gravity is practically touching the ground, it still was giving me, a 6'3" tall person, a hard time keeping it standing up. Now, when you're actually moving and you're done peeing your pants because you hit 60 miles per hour so fast, it handles better than most cruisers out there. At 55 miles per hour, it doesn't feel like you're riding an 800-pound bike. It's actually pretty fun to carve corners on this massive thing. And when you think you've reached the leaning limit, it just wants to keep leaning further. You'd be surprised how far you have to go to scrape the peg even. Comfort-wise, I could sit on this bike for hours. The seat's comfortable and the riding position won't give you a hip cramp. It only makes sense that Triumph made a touring edition of this bike with saddlebags and a windshield. Even with this Roadster model, you'd be able to go coast to coast if you wanted to. If I had to dislike one thing about the Rocket 3, it would be how cumbersome it is. And that's only because I'm used to small flickable sport bikes. Everything else about it is amazing. I mean, who else can say they've got a 2.3 liter engine in their motorcycle? Stock.